the Tate brothers are back in the news. Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. They have once again been charged with human trafficking and sexual assault. But also, this time, Russell Brand is joining them in the news as he's also been charged with sexual assault allegations. Interestingly enough, the cases for these men are all coming out of the UK. And I just want to talk a bit about false sexual assault allegations. And this is a very simple lesson. Well, not even just for women, but for everyone in general. This is a children's story. It's called The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And I just want to speak of the terrible situation we now find ourselves in with regards to sexual assault allegations. This is basic human psychology. You cannot keep doing this and having it be false before people stop believing you. And that's exactly what happens in the story, The Boy Who Cries Wolf. The little boy keeps saying, wolf, wolf, wolf. He keeps calling to the villagers and saying, oh, there's a wolf. And then everybody runs out with their pitchforks and gets ready to fight the wolf or whatnot. And it turns out to be false. And then the boy laughs and then he keeps doing it over and over again and there's no wolf. And then finally, when there actually is a wolf, the villagers completely ignore him. And then everybody gets eaten, right? So the lesson of that story is very simple. Stop making false claims. And that's what's so tragic about all these false sexual assault allegations. Because men have reached a point whereby we hear it so much, men constantly being accused of sexual assault and it turning out to be false. We hear it so much that we're starting not even to believe it anymore. We immediately start thinking, oh, she's just after his money. Shannon Sharp just got charged with a sexual assault allegation the other day. And men were just immediately thinking, she's just after his money. It's happened so much, men don't even consider it anymore. And that's what's so sad. And this is what women should really take away and understand. You cannot keep doing this. Because like I said, men don't even believe it anymore. And it's not fair to the women who are actually sexually assaulted. It's not fair to them to just have an entire group of people completely dismiss their claim. It used to be back in the day, way back in the day, when the world made sense, that when a woman accused a man of sexual assault, there were no questions asked. We would just go over there and whoop his ass. That's how it's supposed to be done. But now, with all the false allegations and false sexual assault claims, men don't even consider it. We immediately think, oh, she's just after his money. And that is so disheartening. Because if I had a daughter, I would, oh my goodness, it's so terrible. These false allegations need to stop. They need to stop. It is not fair to the women who are actually abused. And you might be thinking, oh, well, these aren't false allegations, they're real. Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, both of them have been facing these charges. They were Romanian at first. Now they're coming from the UK, but the Romanian charges were dropped. Even if you think Andrew Tate and his brother are human traffickers, even if you thought that, you need to ask the question, why are they not in jail? Why is it taking so incredibly long to put them in jail? I mean, no matter what side you're on, justice is not being served. But what's more is, what they're being put through is brutal. They're constantly being slandered and defamed in the media. Despite the fact, again, people think that they're human traffickers. Despite the fact that their charges were dropped, there's new allegations being made, but it hasn't been proven in court. And that's the thing about public opinion. In the court of public opinion, he's already guilty. Despite the fact that we're supposed to maintain the principle of innocence until proven guilty. And again, I'm not here to defend Tate, although I think what's being done to him is quite tragic and terrifying. I'm here basically saying that women should start holding women who make these false allegations to account, because it's not fair to the women who are actually abused, because men are completely checking out and not believing them, and that's not right. It's a disheartening thing to see in modern society, where we have liars and people who are listening to abuse claims and are ignoring them. It's a terrible mentality to develop, to hear a person make such heinous claims and to just dismiss them. Terrible mentality to instill in the protectors of society. Women have a duty not to weaponize victimhood because it leads to gross injustices. This has been happening for the longest time. There was a trial in the States, I think, called the Scottsboro Boys. It's what To Kill a Mockingbird was based off of. And I believe in the Scottsboro Boys trial, there were women who were on a train and they weren't supposed to be there, and to try and get away from the charges, they said that some black men had assaulted them, and that wasn't the case. And so innocent men were put in jail for a crime they didn't commit, which is a gross and unfair and a horrible injustice. I can't imagine being imprisoned for something you did not do. So I would say to women, when these things happen, when a false allegation is made, you need to hold these women to account because they are ruining things for the women who are actually abused. It's not fair to them to have their claims immediately dismissed. And instead, when they are actually a victim, to then have to defend themselves and be accused of being an abuser themselves when they're the ones who have been abused. So many things are wrong and backwards in society, and we need to fix all of the dishonor and injustices. It's the only way we can move forward and prosper.